Father God, help us on today.
Jesus.
As we come together, you said, when
Come
two or
in the
more are
room, come in
gathered.
the room, come in the room,
When
come in
two
the
or more are
room.
gathered. What do you say, Mommy?
There he is.
I was
Okay.
waiting for you to finish it.
Sorry about that. I didn't
Jesus.
know
Hey,
that's
I
what
was
we were doing.
I wanted you to finish
I
this.
didn't know that's what we were
Welcome to
doing.
the seventh episode of the No Holds Podcast. God. I am Anaya Gantz, and to my right is Mrs.
Narsha Gantz.
And we love her for that. So today, we actually wanted to talk about a topic that kind of came across the other day, just randomly. Actually, how did it come to you?
Well, I could sense it in the atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of woke up with it.
Was it like you were in your sleep and it was just...
Yeah, in my sleep, I kept hearing the word distraction.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, distraction, like it's distractions. Like it's distractions.
We're all
Well,
distracted.
it's just distractions. It's just distractions.
We're all distracted.
And it was familiar because we know what distractions are.
Yeah.
So when I woke up, I was like, huh, distractions.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like God said, no, distractions.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, same thing to me. You know,
I'm thinking this is the same word.
same thing to me. So that's kind of where it came from. So
Okay.
we're basically gonna be talking about distractions.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
DIS.
Yeah.
What's that called? Hyphen? What's a hyphen?
Yeah. Hyphen.
Hyphen. Traction.
Tractions.
So
Yeah.
hyphen traction. So
Yeah.
what does that mean? I feel like this is gonna be deep. What does that mean? What does that mean exactly?
So here's the deal. Well, what God gave to me was because I was sleeping, I said, like I said, I kept hearing distractions. So once I woke up, I started to, of course, research because that's how he deals with me. I started to just study and research and things like that.
Right.
But I can feel like just in the atmosphere that there's distraction in the air. And the way he gave it to me was like he was basically saying not to keep the word together, but to actually break it down in its original form, which would be dis hyphen traction.
Got it.
So that's how I started studying it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so profound because I would have felt like oh, I know distractions come and they, things happen and it just
They
throws
get
us
in the
off and
way
it
of
distracts us and it just get in the way of,
yeah.
it blocks our focus and this,
Right.
that, and the other. And he stopped me and it was like,
No.
no,
No.
that's not what I'm talking about. Because ultimately, focus. Most people, you ask them, okay, what do you feel like? What's the opposite of distraction?
Mm-hmm.
Most people will say focus.
Right.
That's not accurate.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being very literal,
Mm-hmm.
God told me that the opposite of distraction would be traction. So I'm like, okay, I really got to research and see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So the way he gave it to me was like as if if you take a roller coaster, you look at the roller coaster. Everybody knows what a roller coaster looks like.
You know what a roller coaster looks like?
You know what a roller
The
coaster
little
looks like?
loop-de-loops.
You know? You know.
Okay.
Oh. Everybody knows what a roller coaster looks like.
Uh-huh.
So the way he gave it to me, he said that the traction so when you have the wheels, you have the car, you have the wheels, and then you have the track that the wheels are on.
Mm-hmm.
And that creates an adhesive type of watch this. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
I'm scared.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Real quick.
Help.
Hold on.
What we gonna do?
This is how it gave it to me because I had to write it down because I was like, wait, what? All right.
Yeah.
I get all that. But what?
Y'all, she done sent prayers in our family group
Sure
chat.
did.
I woke up.
Sure
I said,
did.
"Well, what's going on? What
Sure
exactly?
did.
What exactly is going on?" And she's talking
Sure
about roller
did.
coasters and distraction. I said,
Sure did.
"Huh?
Because you got to be ready. You got to be ready at all
At
times.
all
Like,
times.
hey,
Stay ready. You ain't gotta get ready.
this one. That's what I'm trying to
That's a
say.
word. That's a word for the people."
Okay. So this is how he gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I wrote. We hear or see the word distraction and we automatically think like interference or something getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
But this time God said to dissect the word as in distraction.
Right.
Traction is adhesive friction. So, like a roller coaster, the adhesive friction of the track and the wheels causes traction. So, the adhesive friction, it causes friction
So for the roller
between
coaster to
the
stay on.
between
Okay.
the wheels and the track,
Right.
and that's what that adhesive. Because adhesive, y'all know what adhesive is. Y'all use that adhesive on y'all weave.
Uh-oh.
You use that adhesive on your lashes. Y'all know what adhesive is. Don't act like that.
Straight fluency.
That's what I'm trying to say. But you gotta,
And it's true.
you gotta make it relatable
And this
so
is
the people
and this is
get it.
and
You
you
know, everybody
and
can get it.
on my lashes.
That's what I'm trying.
I don't got none on, but yesterday
No, I'm trying to
I
tell.
had them
Yeah,
on.
she had them. She was on. Yeah, butterflied up.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
But I
So
had to be a
like the
butterfly. I had to be a butterfly.
I
I had to be butterflied up.
mean, it was cute. That was cute. That was.
I know it was cute, but why I had to be butterflied up?
That's what I'm saying.
I had to be flying away with it. I was
flying. You wasn't flying away, baby. I would have told you if you was flying away.
if
I
I
would
was
say,
flying
come
away,
on,
you would say,
land. Come on, let's land.
let's let 2 feet.
Let's
2 feet.
land.
Stick it. 2
Come on.
feet.
Down. Let's bring it down.
So what did he say?
So, like the roller coaster, the adhesive friction. So adhesive friction of the track and the wheels causes traction,
Right.
which keeps the roller coaster seats and wheels connected for safety.
Right.
But distraction would be more like the result of the roller coaster coming off the tracks due to no adhesive friction.
Wow. So just imagine a roller coaster flying off the track.
Distraction. That's what that looks like.
Hmm.
So we look at distractions as outside things
Yeah.
that interfere, get in our way, you know, all that kinds of stuff.
Right.
But God is saying, no, the distraction is the adhesive that you're supposed that you may not have. So if you're distracted, that means your adhesive is not in place.
Got it. Okay. He's like, I'm like, little wheels
So
turning.
that's literally because when he said, because if you look at it, it's the roller coaster and the wheels on the track. It's not an outside something that's causing the traction. It's it in itself. So it's between the roller coaster and it's that friction that happens. So when you don't have, it's that adhesive friction that takes place that creates the traction. That's what he said.
What he said?
What he said?
What he say?
In other words,
In others,
distraction moves us away from what we really want. While the opposite of distraction would be traction, moves us toward what we really want. So the key would be to be indistractable, which is to understand your distractions and begin to control them instead of them controlling you.
Okay. Okay.
What you got?
I'm processing. Say that last part one more time.
About what the key is?
Yeah,
The key is to
the
be
key.
indistractable.
Okay.
Which means for you to control, to know and understand your distractions, and for you to control them, not for them to control you.
Got it. So, where do you start?
So, what that sounds like to me is we all have something even internally that can take us off track.
Right.
Because it's so, and I want to really reel it in, because we hear distraction and we think about the other thing, like, oh, you don't walk by and it's like, oh, squirrel. Ooh. No, what he's saying is distraction is that you get distracted, you get off track, which is what distraction is. You get off track, and all of us have something that can take us off track.
Right.
Whether it could be It could be somebody's going through pain in their body.
Mhm.
It will cause you to distract from what you're supposed to be doing,
Grief.
or going to whatever direction, which would be, so if
Right.
you were going the right direction, you
Right.
would be in traction. You
Right.
would be traction. There would be traction,
Mhm.
adhesive friction.
Mhm.
But when there's something internally, whether you have anxiety, whether you have depression, whether whatever it is
Mhm.
internally that can stop you from being adhesive,
Mhm.
that's the distraction.
Okay, so how do you bypass the distract, or not bypass, but now control the distractions to be able to maneuver, or to be able to get yourself back on track and stay on track at that point? Because when you say like distraction and thinking about it in a sense or whatever, it's like when I think about it and I'm like this, like I'll get off track and then try to get on track, but it don't work at all.
Hmm.
And then I don't know how to get back on track and then stay on that path so that I'm
Right.
not like off track now.
So I guess the goal would be, because I'm not saying that I perfected this, because we doing this together.
100%.
This honestly is the process of no holes. Because if he's saying that there is a place that we could be in
Yeah.
where we're indistractable,
Mhm.
not that distractions won't be there, or not that I
But
won't
we
get
don't let
distracted,
them take us off
because you
track.
have to realize. So when you said, where do you start? Where you start, what I would assume, I would say for myself, I would say my start place would be, am I going towards what I want, or am I going away from what I want? Because remember, distraction would be taking me away from
Mhm.
what I want. Traction is going to take me towards what I want.
Mhm.
So if you get off track, like you said, you're not sure of how to get back on there and get back on the right path.
Right.
If you get off track, your first thought to yourself would be, okay, am I moving towards what it is that I want?
Mhm.
And if you're not, you know that you're still distracted.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that makes sense. I think there's times even where I'm like, I know I'm distracted, or I know I'm like, off track.
And you can't figure out, like, how do I?
Yeah, because then in myself now I think,
But you know what? I be feeling like a lot of times, I think where we mess up, instead of trying to figure out how to get back on track, we be trying to figure out how I got off track. We'd be wasting time, be like, how in the world did I get off track? Like, what happened?
okay, so I think with me, so when it comes to like, say, like, we'll throw out school as an example. When it comes to like school, and then I get off track with school specifically, and then I'm like, I know how to get back on track. Like I'm not usually I don't think I focus as much more on like how I got off track more than like, okay, how do I now get back on track?
Okay.
But I know how to get back on track, and then physically can't bring myself to do it. Like I'll be like, okay, I know I'm off track or whatever, and I know, like, say, like, I'll have like 5 assignments to make up.
Uh-huh.
That means now I have to schedule my time accordingly so that I can make up these 5 assignments or something like
Well, you
that.
just answered your question.
Well, yeah,
That's what that means.
I know, like that's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
okay.
I know that, and then like I like will still procrastinate the time to get back on track, and then we'll still
And
like,
again, you've answered your question. You procrastinate. I mean, you walking heavy. You answer your own.
I'm saying, like, I mean, it's aggravating because I like know the answers to my question, but it's like, because I'm like, how do I literally stop that? Because I literally, like, I mean, like, I actually don't want to. Like, I don't want to. Like, I
Do it.
want to know, like, do it. Like, I want to get back on track and I want to make sure everything's, but I don't want to do it. Like, I
Right.
don't want to do it, like, at all.
Right.
Like, I'm tired. I don't feel like getting up at 3 a.m. o'clock in the
So
morning
then
and praying.
again, you got to go
But it's
back
like
to
I have to.
yourself internally.
Yeah.
Am I moving towards what I want?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not, then I got to get my lazy behind up
Mm-hmm.
and do what I need to do
Mm.
because I'm being distracted.
Right.
And that's the profound part, because it's not necessarily that something's happening
Mm-hmm.
outwardly that has you distracted. You're just off track.
Mm-hmm.
And you just need to get yourself up and say, okay, I'm not going to be lazy no more, and I'm going to just create traction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a decision.
Right.
It's really a decision. It's really about saying,
Right. That's
and,
why I was
and
like,
you know what?
I answered my
Sometimes
question because I was about to
that's
say.
why I say you answer your own
I know,
questions,
because I was about to
because
say. I mean,
you know
ultimately,
what
I
to
know
do.
ultimately it's a decision,
You
but
know what to do.
yeah,
It's just making a decision to
to
do
do
it.
it. Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes it just takes something like, the weirdest things. There's times I'm tell y'all.
Mm.
To y'all.
Tell 'em.
Sometimes, no, not like for real.
No, tell them.
Because sometimes you be having a thought,
Yep.
and sometimes you just have a looping thought,
It'll
and it be
loop.
like looping.
It'll
It's just
loop.
like,
It'll
oh,
loop.
it's just going.
While we
It's going.
looping,
It's
like we
just going
looping.
up.
Yeah.
Loop de loop.
Loopy.
And it's like,
Like the
okay.
roller coaster. It do loop de loop.
So sometimes we have to use distraction
Uh-huh.
the opposite way. I had that looping thought sometimes, and I'll be riding in the car, and I'm like, that thing is just like, it's just there.
Mhm.
And I'll have to distract that thought
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
to now get myself
Back on track.
This is what I'm saying.
And I do that often.
This
I
is
do
what
that
I'm
often.
saying.
Or I've gotten a lot better with doing that in the sense
Yeah.
of like,
Yeah.
be thinking
And
something
sometimes
that
it just takes something real weird to do it. You did,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know,
Right.
whatever. Just distract yourself.
Yeah.
You know, hey,
I yeah.
enough.
And I just
We're
be
not
like,
doing
no,
that
no,
no more.
no. Yeah. I
Yeah.
do that. Like, no.
Yeah.
Because you have power over this emotion, and then I
This
start
is what
going.
I'm
I start
saying.
like
This is what I'm
fully. I
saying.
go like fully, and then I'm like, because and I gotta
Exactly.
remind myself of everything.
Right.
And then once I get that full reminder, I'm like, all right, now we ain't even gonna think like that. And it would be like
Right.
a small second of okay, but no,
Mm-mm.
we're not doing that. No,
Mm-mm.
no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what, I guess, like, what would be, if there, because like you said, you have the issue with, you know what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that, okay, to do this, to get here, you got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still physically don't feel like it, or you
Physically.
still emotionally, mentally
Yeah.
still just don't feel like it, but you know what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
What place is that when you decide to yourself, okay, I know what I need to do, but I'm not willing to do it. I know that it's going to take me to what I really want,
Mm-hmm.
but what would that thing be that would possibly allow you to delay your own self? Because that's really what you would be doing.
Wait, say that again.
What would what would that thing be that you would possibly allow to make you delay your own self? Knowing that, okay, to get over here, this is what I want. This is what I want over here. But to get over here, I got to follow these, protocols and take care of these different, I have to stay on track.
I mean, I feel like it's a mixture of a bunch of different things. Like, yeah, I feel like it's just a mixture of a bunch of different things. I feel like, I'm somebody who doesn't like school. Let's talk about it. I don't care for school at all. I just don't. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. But I know I need it, and I know I need to do it to get to where I want to be. Unfortunately, and so I'm very fortunate and blessed to be in this position.
You are so blessed.
I really am. I just don't like school. I just don't like school.
Yeah.
And so it's a mixture of a bunch of different things when it comes to like not having good time management, or just procrastinating, being like, lazy in doing it, or just being like, I mean, it's just like I'd be like, I want it, but I don't want to do everything to get there. Right? Like I'm like, I don't want to do everything to get there because I'm like, why can't I just have like a cheat sheet? I don't want like no, there's no like just hop right over there and you got it.
That's your generation though.
It is my generation, and I think that's the problem because I'm like, I just be like, I don't, and then especially after like graduating high school or whatever, I just wanted a break because I don't like school, so I just wanted like a break. And summer break was not enough. Like 2 months, no, that wasn't enough for me. I'm like, I want a break, but I know if I took that gap year, I
It
wasn't
wasn't
gonna
gonna
come back.
happen.
I
You
wasn't
were
gonna
gonna
come
be
back.
complete. You're gonna be permanently
I was
distracted.
going to be permanently distracted, and
Mm-hmm.
I was not gonna come back to school at
Yeah.
all. Period. Point
Yeah.
blank. If I took that gap year, and I know that for a fact.
Because what I want to drill into y'all head
Yeah.
is like every time you say distracted, think about a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That's really what I want to drill in y'all. Choo choo. Think about a train on the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Choo choo. Distracted.
The
Choo choo. Now every time you think about distracted, you're gonna say choo choo.
I'm
Distracted.
not gonna
Choo
walk around the
choo.
house saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Choo,
Choo
choo.
choo.
Okay,
Because
stop.
I want you to picture
Stop
the
before I walk around the
tracks.
house the whole day.
Choo.
Stop.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want. That's what I want.
I don't want that
That's
for
what I
me.
want. That's
I
what I
don't want
want.
that for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you have to have that picture so
Yeah.
you can see what you actually look like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not even on the track. I'm not on the
I'm
track.
not even on it.
I'm not on the track.
I'm
And
not.
and everybody has pretty much seen what it looks like when a train has gone off the tracks. Like
It looks a mess.
it's a lot.
It's a whole lot.
A
A
whole
whole lot goes down.
mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
A whole
like
lot goes down.
completely derailed all of the
Right.
yeah, it's a lot.
So I was just like,
So that's
summer
what we
break
be
just
looking
wasn't
like.
enough for me. And so I wanted a real long, nice break. I just didn't feel like doing schoolwork. I just wanted just to do nothing. That's how I felt. I felt like I still feel like that. I just want to do a bunch of nothing for some time. And then I'm like geared back up to do something. And I can't do that because I know I'm not gonna come back to it.
Yeah.
So ultimately still had to make that decision of doing it, and then it's going one step further than just making that decision, but staying committed to that decision
Yeah.
now.
Because traction is gonna require commitment.
Right.
It's gonna require commitment.
Yeah.
Like you have to, there's no way around it.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at now.
Traction of any kind
Yeah.
is gonna require commitment. In any area. I don't care if it's a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's a job, a business. I don't care, whatever it is. It's going to require commitment. It's going to require adhesive friction.
Yeah. And I think that
Friction, adhesive friction. It's stuck there. It's committed to.
Clear.
Okay.
Clear. Sorry. My apology. I ain't even mean to let that cook. Yeah.
It's going to require commitment, adhesive friction, commitment.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. That's literally where I'm at now, because I'm like, okay, at this point you've made the decision to stay. So it's it's like,
yeah,
you kind of have to do something with that decision, or else you're still just going to end up being off track.
Right.
So I just have to remind myself to stay committed to the decision that I made originally, so that I can stay on track and I can continue to do what I have to do. And the Lord is really helping me through it.
Wow, I think we need to have a different conversation. Jeez.
He's helping me through it. And now I'm done with my first year.
Yeah. Glory to God.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And now I'm done with my first year.
That's a blessing.
That is a blessing.
That is a blessing. One down.
We ain't gonna even talk about how many more to go.
So for you right now, you would say one of your big distractions is school, or one of your biggest fights with distraction is school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so. It's not like oh, I'll let everything go in school, or I'm now failing all my classes no, but it's just it becomes so just hard for me to just be
right on
it the entire time.
Yeah, committed the whole time.
Yeah. That's what it gets hard for me to just stay committed the entire time. At one point, I'm gonna be okay, I need a break, and then I'll start to slack off low key, and then I'll see, now I gotta see, and I'll be all right, let me do these little 5 assignments, bring me back up to a B, and then I slack off a little bit later, and then when I see myself back at a low C, I'll be all right, hold on, let me bring it back up to a B.
Why not an A?
It's just I can only go so far. It's like I'm saying I'll get to the point of it can still go up to an A, but I'm saying I'll get to the point of it being almost at a D, girl.
Yeah.
You can't. Nah. It's like just
You
put it.
playing too
You
much.
playing too much. Bring it back up. Now you tripping like that. And so
Okay. Okay.
yeah, it'll be like I'm almost at like a breaking point, and then I'll be like, okay, let me bring it back up before I hit that breaking point actually,
Right. Right.
and
Or you
then
get completely derailed.
completely derailed because
Okay.
I'll be derailed and then continue to
And it
stay
just
derailed.
because that's what it does. It keeps going. It perpetuates in one way or
Yeah,
the other.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah,
And then I'm gonna be picked all the way back up,
all the way back.
all the way back up,
Yeah. Yeah.
because the train can't pick up itself.
It cannot. It's a whole lot of
A roller
cleanup that
coaster
has to
cannot
happen.
pick up itself,
A whole lot of cleanup that has to happen.
and so
Yeah.
it would have to just
That's
be
what
like a
that
whole lot
looks
of
like.
cleanup, a lot,
That's what would be looking like.
And so
But
now,
yeah.
and then when you think about it, right? Let's
Okay.
put it in perspective.
Okay.
Let's keep going with school.
Put it on the, okay.
Let's keep
Let's
going.
talk about it.
Let's talk about
Let's
it.
get it on out.
I have to get free.
Get it on
And so when it comes to school, right?
out.
Then there's these things called summer classes. And so you mean to tell me I can't even have a summer break anymore? Is that what you're telling me?
Okay.
Or is that what you're telling me? I can't even have a summer break. So am I taking summer classes this
I mean, that would just determine
Yes.
how quickly you get to where you want to get to.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so
So traction, you would say traction has speed to it. It has a level of speed. So you go slow or you can go fast.
no, yeah, for sure. Oh, a roller coaster speeds up and slows down, don't it?
Yeah, look at that.
A train speeds up and slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to like
You wanted to
break.
pull all the way back.
I wanted to break. I was trying to break.
You wanted to pull into the
I was trying to
station
break
and take a
pit stop, maybe just a pit, maybe just, you know what, like maybe just a little pit stop. Like I'm thinking, just push on the brakes a little bit. And then I said, well, you know what? Instead of just pushing on the brakes, let's just come to a complete stop for a second.
Wow.
And I haven't even pushed on the brakes, apparently.
Okay.
I think that was a thought process.
That's what, yeah.
It didn't manifest.
Because you probably knew for yourself that's what being indistractable would be. It's because being indistractable would be understanding your distractions and controlling them instead of them controlling you. So you understand that if you stopped completely.
Oh, so I was doing it without even knowing I was doing it?
Game over.
Yeah.
So you couldn't stop completely because you knew that was one of your distractions.
And I would have failed miserably.
If you stopped completely, you would have
failed miserably.
Yep.
I probably would just still be laying in the bed doing a bunch of nothing.
Not in here. Not up in my house.
Doing a bunch of nothing, and it's
not up in my house.
And so it's a mess.
And
so
it would have been a mess. It would have been a mess.
I'm not even taking the second term of summer classes. I'm doing the first term of summer classes.
And that's okay.
And I don't know where God gave me that. But and so the first term of summer classes, it's not like the second term, it's like, okay, you still got like a month or so off. Like you still got like some time.
Right.
To get your mind together.
Okay.
The first term is like you got like 2 weeks. And so when I was excited because today is Monday, y'all. That means I got the rest of this week to do a bunch of just nothing I wanted to do. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put it all in the podcast, and I'm going to put it all into my editing, into my videography, into all. I'm just going to do all of that. Into my nothing. I'm going to hang out with my friends, and I'm going and do all of my nothing. Because I keep getting scared. I don't know if y'all have PTSD of 11:59, but I got that kind of PTSD. And so every night at 11:59, I'm thinking I got an assignment that needs to be finished. So I'm scared for dear life. But I can't even have the full break that I want to because mentally, I'm still waiting for 11:59, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle. But I get to do that this week.
A bunch of nothing.
And I'm going on vacation on Thursday, so
Because one of our brothers is
One of my
graduating. One of my
brothers is
babies, my
graduating.
sons, is graduating from
Shouts out to
UCF.
Nicholas.
Shouts out to Nicholas Gant.
Follow him on Instagram, Nicholas_Gantz, I think. I think it's Nicholas_Gantz. That's his name.
Boom.
NICHOLAS_GANTZ. He's an artist. He's fantastic. He's amazing.
That's pretty cool, dude.
Shouts out.
Oh.
Anyway, it was a heart.
Okay. I got it. Got it. Do that so quick.
So yeah, I'm taking the first time of summer classes, and I have 2 classes, and they're both online, so I'm not going up to that school. You know, I have to still, I have to like
Feel like you got some control.
some over it, maybe possibly. Then I'm also like, I also have to have some kind of level of breakage within me. Like I still have to have some kind of break. I'm still on summer break, ultimately.
Okay.
And so I don't feel like driving up to that school
All right.
and wasting my gas for 30 minutes
Okay.
to hear you talk about a bunch of nothing.
All right.
I don't feel like it. So instead, online is where I will be
Okay.
for these 2 classes.
These 2 classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And God is working in my favor.
He is. Yeah.
Yep.
This took a turn.
It did take a turn.
Took a turn.
All I know is that school is a touchy subject for me. I like it. I just don't like it. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's nothing about it that I like. There's nothing about it I
I
like.
don't think you're alone. I don't think you're alone.
There's
Like
just
I
nothing
really don't.
about
I don't
it.
think you're alone.
There's just nothing about it.
I don't think you're alone.
Mm.
I don't think you're alone. I think like everybody probably feel that way. I literally would. I mean, yeah,
You
to some
think?
degree. I don't think.
No,
think
I really
anybody.
don't. I really hope I'm not alone.
No, I don't think you're.
I don't
No,
think so.
I don't think you're.
I hope I'm not. I don't like it.
No, I'm sure you're not alone though.
I just
But
have to do
I'm
it.
like sure you're not alone.
Right.
I'm almost
So
100%
controlling
positive.
that would just be like what?
You being indistractable because you know that that's a distraction for you.
Mm-hmm.
A distraction for you.
So would it be normal to feel internally like or maybe not even internally, but just to feel like maybe even mentally or whatever that I'm everywhere, and so that being distracted, but I'm still staying on track with
Say that again.
getting through school. Like I'm on track with getting through school and doing what I have to do, and getting all my grades and stuff like that. Not falling off in the sense of not doing school and letting it me failing and falling off completely. So in that sense, I'm staying on track, but then I still feel like I'm everywhere. Like I still feel like I'm here and whatever.
Right. Right.
So would that still be like normal, but I'm still on track, or would that still be distraction, or would that still what?
So this is the thing. That's why I say distraction. If we break it back down again and make it as simple as possible, distraction would be things that move you away from what you want. Traction would be things that move you towards what you want.
So then no.
So what I'm saying is, regardless of how you got to get there,
Yeah.
as long as you're moving towards what you want, you still have traction.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're distracted when all of that, you being everywhere, throws you off track.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be kind of like, oh, I'm not sure, whatever, and still kind of going,
Right.
and you still on track. You still have traction. You
Mhm.
still have adhesive friction.
Mm-hmm.
But you just not, you feel you in other words, you don't have all of your, you're not mentally, straightforward on it. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's like we have to remember that this is the No Holds podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So even with us talking about distraction, it's never about it being perfect. It's never about it looking a certain kind of way.
Right.
So your perfect is going to be perfect for you. Mine is going to be perfect for me. And it's not going to look the same, even if we're trying to go in the same direction. I could be trying to, go for my psychology degree the same as you. Mine, if I tend to get distracted, mine is going to look very different from yours. You may look at me. This is the the awkward part is you may look at me and feel like, God, it's so easy for her, or it's so easy, she just moving with no problem, or she doing it with no problem. No, I've allowed myself to become indistractable.
Mm,
So I'm staying on track.
right,
It's not that it's easy.
right.
It's just that my distraction may not be the same as yours. So it may look easy for me. And I may be looking at you saying, golly, she is doing that with,
So much
she
grace.
is flying through it
What?
with no problem.
Well, thank you so much for looking at me like that, is what I would say. That would be my response. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you for that.
That's what we can't fall into that because my distraction is not going to look like yours.
Right.
And again, I'm taking it out of the concept of saying that the distractions are only the outward things because it's not just about the outward things.
Hmm.
It's the internal. It's the distract. That's why you can be indistractable.
So,
Okay.
so
All right.
do you feel like you're distracted right now, currently?
You know,
I think I do know. I don't know. But go ahead.
don't know. That is a really good question because
Buckles.
I tend to feel like a lot of times.
On track. Like, no, I'm there.
No,
Or what?
because this is the really
I
profound
feel like
thing.
90% of the time you feel like you're not on track.
Absolutely.
And then I'll like be like looking from the outside in, I'll like tell her like, no, you've been doing this, you've been doing this, you've been still doing this, you've been doing this, you've grown to here, and then it's like, oh well then maybe I have been on track. That's why I like said the whole thing about being like you feel like you're everywhere
That's
but you're still
what I was
on.
gonna say, because I was gonna say like, I tend to feel like most of the time like I'm pretty distracted. Like I'm off the track. Like I don't even be feeling like I'm on the track.
And that's what I do.
I
Like
don't
I
even be
feel
feeling
like
like sometimes
the
train is there.
I don't even know if the track.
I don't
the
think the
track
train is at the station.
I think we had. I think the track was supposed to go. You know how like the track go like this? I think I was supposed to go this way, and I went this way, and there was no track on this side.
It was no track. I think that's
sometimes, and then God go like this,
and we just
I'll be like, how did I end up going west? I was going east a couple seconds ago. A couple seconds ago, I was just going east. How did I end up west? I don't know, but I guess I'm back on track. Then is what that means. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say the same though. For me, I'd be feeling like north, south, east, and west. For that matter.
But the Bible say He's a God unto our. Okay.
And we thank you, God.
He says He orders my steps.
And we thank you for
all right,
God.
and I thank you.
And I thank you for that. But please,
because even in my feeling as if I'm completely distracted, because it may not look like I want it to look, I'll say I'm distracted.
Right. That's right.
I may be going in the direction of what I want, but because I'm not there as fast as I want to be, I'll be like.
But then I don't even say that. Or I'll say that, but then on the flip side of that, I also come to the realization of, okay, but Anaya, if this was realistically in your hands and in your will, you would be so distracted.
Yeah, it would be toe up from
that what you think is distracted right now is not compared to nothing of the distraction that you would be if this was all in your will. So you're gonna be very, 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 very happy.
No, that's having
because
church
I'm like,
right
I'm not even there.
Because there's no
that's
way.
having church. Because I'm like, there's no way. Like I'm like, no, like I'm not even getting there as fast as I want to. But if it was all up to me, I wouldn't even be going as fast as how I am currently.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a for real. That's a for real right there. Yeah. That's a for real.
So that's literally how, because I'd be like, oh, I'm like, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
You're literally lying to yourself, because if it was actually in your hands, fully 100% wholeheartedly. The
key again is to be indistractable, is to understand our distractions. And like you said, you like to procrastinate. That's a distraction. Yes, it's not just, I procrastinate. It's a distraction.
It's a distraction
that you possess. Yeah. And you need to not possess.
And this is what I'm saying. Yeah. Sometimes you have sometimes you have to deliver your own self.
You just got to.
Sometimes you have to deliver your own self. Okay? Sometimes it has to come from
I
you.
cannot. But yes, and we'll fall into this. We'll fall into this. This thing. She's like,
Oh, clear. They're like defibrillator. That's what they call that.
God. But
Defibrillate.
we will, as people, we tend to beat ourselves up. We tend to look at it with our own eyes.
Yeah.
And heck, the Bible says, lean not to your own understanding.
Proverbs.
Says, lean not to your own understanding. Say, trust in the Lord
With
with all
all.
thine heart. Lean not to your own understanding, and He will direct your path. So if He's directing my path, when I'm looking at it and you ask me if I'm distracted, I'm gonna be like, absolutely. And God is saying, no, you're absolutely in my will.
You're in my will.
You're absolutely in my will.
So for you,
So I have to break it all the way down
and
say to myself,
and that's
am
the
I
same
actually
thing,
going towards what it is that I want?
Yeah. And that's the same thing going back to like
And I
first
just let
episode
be.
one.
I'm
Episode
just
one.
not there.
That goes back to taking your hold off
Taking it completely off.
and put it in His will.
Yeah.
Put it in His hands so that you stay on track. Even though it may look like you was off track.
Ooh.
Stay in His will.
Wow.
Take your hold off.
Wow.
Put it in His hands.
Wow.
So that you stay on track.
You know what's one of my big distractions? And I'm gonna share this because I feel like somebody else need to hear this. One of my biggest distractions are I don't give myself time enough in a thing before I'm wanting more.
Okay, I see. I can see.
It's like, okay, what's next? It's
Right.
like, okay, I'm not staying
It's
here.
like
It's time for the next
like
thing.
no, stop, appreciate.
Yeah.
Thank God for everything that you know, like
Yeah.
stop, acknowledge
It's
it.
like master this. It's
Yeah.
like feel this, know
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
you know, see this, be
Right.
in this, you know, feel it, know it.
You're so quick to like,
But I'd be like, okay, all right, next level. Come on, let's go. Like, all right, what's the next thing? We ain't staying no mediocre. We not gonna be no. Let's come on. Let's get. And it'd be like,
but wait a minute.
like, but wait,
You
some
weren't even
things-
mediocre.
Some
You were
things
just
gotta be put in the crock
you were
pot.
actually more than more above average. You weren't
Some
mediocre.
things gotta be put in the crock pot to cook for like hours and hours. Or in the smoker to cook for hours.
And
and
it come
hours
out really good.
for it to come out like it's supposed to.
Very good.
I don't be want to do that.
You
I be
crock-
wanna,
if
like,
you crock
put
pot-
it in the,
If
put it
you
in the
put
air
your
fryer.
jar in a if you put your
Put it
jar
in
in
the
a
air
crock pot
fryer.
for 5 minutes, I'm looking at you sideways. If you put in your jar in a crock pot,
Thing in the air fryer, it's gonna go real quick.
no, it has to go in the crock pot for a couple of
See,
hours.
that right there is
So
a
crock pot.
distraction for me.
You need the
Because
crock pot.
I be so ready to go to the next thing that I'll miss, and now I'm not a train done it's left the station and it's off the track before it even left the station. It's a mess.
Before we even said all
Ain't even
aboard,
choo-choo.
I didn't even.
And it done blew.
Before we even said all aboard, it was already. We was all aboard, leaning like this.
Leaning. That's what I'm saying.
So find out what your distractions
What's your
are
distraction?
and control them. Acknowledge them and control them. Stay on top of them, above them,
Yeah.
so that you may maneuver through them quickly.
Yeah. I think we're probably gonna come back to this.
We could come back.
Probably gonna come back to this.
I'm sure we'll end up coming back
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for watching this 7th episode. Y'all, we 7 episodes strong.
7 episodes.
We 7 episodes strong. We doing what we
Appreciate
gotta
y'all.
do.
Like,
we appreciate
you.
you,
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
viewer, every single
We
subscriber.
We
honor
appreciate
you.
you.
We do. We appreciate
Absolutely.
you. Any person who likes our Instagram, any person who views this, any person who's
Absolutely.
listening, any person who's consistent with us, any person who's subscribed.
Yeah.
We love you guys. We honor you guys. We appreciate you guys for sure. It means so much to us. So yeah, we are 7 episodes strong and more to come and people to come
Yeah.
on with us and things to do in the future.
And we will see you next
And
time.
we
Like
will
cut it
see
off.
you-
Like cut it off.
Well, you have to you can't do that. See, that's your issue. Your issue is
I'm
you
gonna be ready
you
to
don't
go
know.
to the next thing. See? Distraction. Jesus.
Didn't we just talk about it?
See, it be happening quickly. See how quickly it happened? It just I'm telling
Like
I
we
said
wasn't supposed to cut it off. That wasn't how it's supposed to. And follow us on Instagram. My God, at We Know House Podcast. Subscribe. Lord. And not subscribe, but follow us personally at Anaya Gantz and at Narsha.Gantz on
Narsha.Gantz.
Instagram. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.